Hello there, Di here. I was watching a video by Caged Fish, and I'll put her YouTube links in the description box below, who very kindly made a video on how she makes her mixed medium stamps. And this is my version. She uses fun foam a fair bit, and so I've taken a lot of her ideas and very happy that she took the time to make the little video. The first few are up in the top left hand corner there, and I found that the larger ones were too large, so I made a few more to try some of her other suggestions for what to put on the stamps to stamp with, and I made these a little smaller because I found that I don't have any large ink pads, and they simply didn't fit, so I made these ones a bit smaller. I'm using a Helmar foam glue, which was new to me, but it's brilliant. I'm very pleased with it. It takes a little while to dry, but it dries clear, dries very flat, adheres the foam beautifully, and anything you adhere to it, including even metallic pieces. I found it, particularly once it's been left overnight to dry, it was probably better than any of the other glues I've used for adhering foam. You just simply spread the foam glue over the whole surface of the piece and adhere them up, and for these ones I think I used about 6 layers, with the pink layer on the top usually making a 7th layer. And the pink layer, I just made it a different colour so I could tell easily which was the top, that sort of thing. And I had those colours out. The foam glue wipes off easily if you've got too much. I just made these little stacks and put them together, popped them under the acrylic block once they were done, and let them sit. This is a pack of washers that I got, just a mixed, very cheap pack, household washers for making repairs around the home, and I used those on some stamps. And what you can see me stamping off there, the little one there you are, there's some more unused ones, are simply a pack, and they were very cheap, about $1.90 for about 40 pieces of little adhesive backed stoppers to put under furniture so that it doesn't mark parquetry flooring or other softer flooring, wood floors. So I picked those up just to see what they were like, and really I was very pleased. It's quite a nice little, almost a basket weavy pattern in 2 sizes, plus as you can see underneath there's a large square piece and there's some smaller squares, but I haven't assembled those yet. I thought I'd just wait and see how we go. So there were 6 of the smaller ones, and I used those all in one, and there were 4 of the larger ones, so I just adhered them together with a little extra Helmar 450, which they probably didn't need, but I just wanted a little bit of added insurance. So while they dry, making sure they're fairly straight, I'll take the others and start laying on those little washers. Those little reddy coloured ones are sort of quite fibro-y. I'm not sure what the fabric is that they're made from, or the material that they're made from. They're quite fibro-y, but they make the most delicious grungy looking stamps. They're not clear and clean, but they're very nice. I was thrilled with them. The little black ones are sort of like O-rings, and they're smooth rubber sort of material, and they make very clear and precise impressions. My husband thinks that he'd be able to get me some different ones, perhaps at an automotive shop, so he's on the hunt for those for me, so I can make some, hopefully with different size of the rubbery type sort, because they'll be much clearer, make much clearer impressions. I just positioned as many of the washers as I could onto those 3 bases that I'd prepared, and you can see I've spread the glue over the entire surface of the top of these ones. I didn't on the others, but I found that if you put the glue over the top, it seals the foam and they wipe off with a baby wipe or a damp cloth gently, because you don't want to dislodge any of the washers, but they wipe off the ink very easily. Here I'm just doing some stamping with gold sorry, I can't say it, Adirondack metallic acrylic dabbers. I used gold and pearl, and this is where I'm showing the gold, just stamping it off amongst that other Distress Permanent inks, the Ranger ones, just to see how it looked and whether it worked or not, and it did, and it wiped off nicely with a baby wipe. And just looking for that green piece because I wanted to put some pearl dabber on that one to give it a bit of light. I want that piece for a pocket back, and just wanted to put some lighter contrast onto it. The leaves, I've just used my favourite paper tray ink leaf die, so I've cut the sort of negative space and the positive space, and I'm really happy with those. They stamp off beautifully. I use them quite a bit, but it'll be nice to be able to use the foam stamps. There's that shimmery effect. There's the Distress Permanent inks and the gold. This one's got the leaf stamps around the edges and some shimmer stenciling. And while I had everything out, I thought I'll just have a quick try with some distress inks on a blank page. And they work well too. I just gave them a bit of a tap with the inks and a bit of a spritz with some water, and was quite pleased with the effects. You can see there the slightly grungy outlines of those funny fibro-y sort of washes. And here I'm just doing a quick sort of an ombre effect, just because I could, stamping off the stamp down the page. It's quite pretty, but the Distress Inks works very well too. I've got some still photos here. There's some of the circle stamps. These are all just on cheap book pages. That was the stencil with the leaf, with a bit of a close-up there. And that's the Distress Ink page. And the last one is a tag that I'm made with some of the offcuts. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye now.